a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
With the shipment in, vaccination clinics have officially resumed. The president's American Rescue Plan one step closer to becoming reality, and there's a partial settlement in the ACLU lawsuit related to abortions on Guam.
Alpha Day and good evening. The governor is scheduled to deliver her third State of the Island address at the bottom of the hour at the Guam Congress Hall. Adelup Communications Director Crystal Paco San Agustin shares a preview of the speech.
The governor has talked extensively about getting the health of our people in order. And now that we've made so much progress with our COVID-19 response, the CAR score is low, it's stayed low. We are expecting a change in our CDC risk level this week. We also have one of the highest vaccination rates in the nation. So it's very promising that we've made significant progress to move from response to recovery, and recovery most especially of our economic health.
You can watch the State of the Island address live right here immediately following KUAM News Primetime, as well as streaming on our Facebook page. From the jump, she was against it, and the governor made it official by vetoing Bill 11. The legislation by Senator Chris Duenas would have required the governor seek legislative approval to extend a public health emergency beyond 90 days. The governor in her veto message to senators wrote, "Let's not pretend Bill 11 is about a desire for legislative involvement or even transparency. We should recognize this bill for what it really is, an effort to dictate the terms and conditions of a public health emergency by a body that does not have supervision or control over the agencies responsible for doing the necessary work to respond to the emergency and keep our community safe. The bill is not an attempt to restore the separation of powers. It is an attempt to destroy it." With the arrival of more than 35,000 vaccines, the Guam National Guard is back in business, holding vaccination clinics at the University of Guam Calvo Fieldhouse in Manilao all this week.
For dose 2s this week, dose 2 either Pfizer or Moderna. And so far right now it's almost noon. We've gotten about 500 people through so far. It's been smooth. So this week is dose 2 only, because we need to catch up all those folks who missed out on their dose 2 last week because of the shortage. After this week, we get everyone caught up, which we're planned for, about 8,000 doses this week alone.
Says they anticipate lowering the age of eligibility soon.
Because the talk is that we may be dropping down a phase for at least by 5 years, and maybe even some more for people with comorbidities in the days to come.
For those eligible to receive the vaccine, the link to register and set your appointment can be found on our website, KUAM.com. As for homeland vaccinations, Mayor's Council of Guam President PD Mayor Jesse Allig says public health should be administering shots this week.
We're trying to really put everyone at ease, all the homebound and the caregivers at ease, that public health will be calling you, notifying you, as they did in the first round of the first dose. And actually they're scheduled to begin this week.
According to Mayor Allig, homebound vaccinations will start in the southern villages and end in the northern villages by the end of the month. After a grueling marathon voting process known as a votorama that lasted some 25 hours, the Senate has approved President Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package, but with changes, most notably on unemployed benefits. Here is Michael George with the latest.
49. The bill as amended is passed.
Lawmakers stood for a round of applause after the Senate passed President Biden's nearly $2 trillion COVID relief plan in a marathon session.
Today, I can say we've taken one more giant step forward in delivering on that promise that help was on the way. For over a year, the American people were told they were on their own. We've seen how hard that has been on so many Americans.
President Biden says he's not given up on Republican support, even though all GOP senators voted against the measure.
That's stuffed with non-COVID related spending that even top liberal economists say is wrong for the recovery.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer expects the American Rescue Plan, which includes stimulus payments of $1,400 for Americans making $75,000 or less, to pass the House in its current form.
Nobody said passing one of the largest, perhaps the most significant bill to help the poor and working people in decades was going to be easy, particularly with 50 votes. But it is done.
The legislation also extends enhanced unemployment benefits of $300 a week through early September. And there's money for schools, small businesses, state and local governments, coronavirus vaccines, and fighting child poverty. Lawmakers agreed to remove a $15 minimum wage hike provision. And after a standoff among Democrats Friday, efforts to raise temporary jobless benefits to $400 were dropped. Michael George, CBS News.
The American Rescue Plan returns to the House, where it is expected to be passed a second time as early as Wednesday, Guam time, before President Biden signs it into law. Is it about policy or is it personal? Here's the latest on dueling doctors. That COVID has got the temperature of the island's chief medical officer boiling, so hot that he's filing a letter of complaint with the Guam Board of Medical Examiners, and apparently he might have the support of the island's public health authority.
It was the fight of the night on KUAM Friday.
And I'm sorry, but he needs to be called out. He's a danger to society. He's a menace to society.
So, I mean, if we talk about track records of who is more dangerous to society, he really needs to take a look in the mirror.
Dr. Hoa Nguyen, chair of the governor's Physicians Advisory Group, reacting to the highlight reel, "Whatever happened to the message of Inafa Malik?"
I hope it's not lost on this fight here.
Although Dr. Nguyen says we need to fight COVID, not each other, it appears Dr. Cabrera may have a heavy hitter in his corner. Governor's Communications Director Crystal Paco San Agustin delivering the blow on the link Monday morning.
Dr. Cabrera being our chief medical officer, we do stand behind him.
According to San Agustin, quote, "It's very likely the governor will add her signature to the letter of complaint Dr. Cabrera plans to file with the Guam Board of Medical Examiners." Dr. Cabrera plans to file the complaint saying he is fed up with the memes and criticisms of the government's COVID response, citing Dr. Shea's post criticizing public health's quarantine protocols.
He will be held accountable. And this is now my mission, because it threatens public safety.
I will criticize public health because if I see an inconsistency in policy, they're open for criticism.
So are you Team Shea or Team Cabrera? Village mayors have been on the front line since the start of the pandemic. MCOG President PD Mayor Jesse Alec.
The case igniting the feud between physicians was heard in Superior Court Judge Elise Iriarty's courtroom today. Gov Camacho is suing public health for unlawfully ordering her and her family in home isolation after having a false positive COVID-19 test. During the hearing, Camacho shared her story about how she was unknowingly administered a rapid COVID test on February 25th. It returned positive. She testified that she went to the clinic for a thyroid-related concern. She then called her primary physician, Dr. Tom Shea, who recommended she get a PCR test done at another private clinic, which returned negative. Public health still ordered she and her kids be in isolation. Camacho then got another PCR test, and it was again negative. She was eventually released on March 4th, but her children were deemed close contacts and ordered to remain in isolation. Public Health Medical Operations Chief Chima Mbakwan testified that Camacho's isolation was treated the same as incoming travelers. The hearing continues tomorrow with Public Health Chief Medical Officer Dr. Felix Cabrera scheduled to testify. There's been a partial dismissal in the medical abortion lawsuit brought by two off-island doctors. The defendants in the case, led by the Attorney General's office, have signed a joint stipulation to dismiss one of the two main arguments in the lawsuit. Here's more from Nestor Lecanto.
The ACLU and local attorney Vanessa Williams, who represent the Hawaii-based OBGYN plaintiffs, announced the settlement and partial dismissal over the weekend. They said it ensures that one of the two Guam laws they are challenging will not prevent medical abortions or using the so-called abortion pill. That's the section of the law that essentially requires abortions to be done in the presence of a qualified physician in a medical clinic or hospital. The plaintiffs contend that it forces medical abortion patients to travel off-island for service. But in the joint stipulation order, it states that AG Camacho and his predecessors have never interpreted and do not interpret those sections, as providing authority to prosecute Guam licensed physicians for prescribing or dispensing medications used in medication abortion outside the physical presence of the patient. In fact, the law was passed in 1978 before the abortion pill existed. There is still one other statute under challenge, one which the ACLU argues prevents patients from using telemedicine to obtain certain state-mandated counseling prior to an abortion. The arguments are scheduled to be heard in Guam District Court on March 18. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Meanwhile, Archbishop Michael Burns issued a statement reiterating the Catholic Church's pro-life stance. He invited those who wanted to know more about the alternatives to abortion to visit the Archbishop of Vigania's website. Still to come, UOG prepares to celebrate its 53rd Charter Day. And later, he's back in studio, Dave Delgado, with your latest sports scores and highlights. That and more around the corner.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Gila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
While we've all been through a lot over the years, typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19, we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years, Cabell's Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
And the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
Introducing my brand new chicken. Crispy, crunchy breading on my juicy, thickest filet yet, topped with mystery sauce and pickles on a brioche bun. My cluck sandwich combos, only at Jack in the Box.
We get it. Living to the fullest is tough during COVID-19. You don't need to do it alone, and everyone needs a hand right now. We are here. Feeling overwhelmed? Call 647-8833 and let's talk. Mangahihem is a project of Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. Another defense counsel withdraws from Katner Harry's murder and rape case. Last week, a third attorney, Jeffrey Moots, was assigned to the case. However, as stated in court during Moots' review of the police report, he realized one of the people named is someone he already represents. Due to conflict, the court removed Moots from the case and assigned a fourth attorney, William Poole. Harry is accused for the January 2020 homicide of Luciana Pauley. As reported, Harry plans to reassert his speedy trial rights, in which Judge Anita Scola set a return for next week to ensure there are no conflicts with newly appointed defense counsel and his case can move forward. After 3 days of hearings, former DOC officer Darren Carandang Cruz was sentenced to 14 years in jail with all but 10 years suspended and credit for time served, followed by a 3-year parole term. Cruz pled guilty to kidnapping as a second-degree felony, burglary as a third-degree felony, terrorizing as a third-degree felony, and assault as a misdemeanor. He was arrested in October 2016 for holding his wife and her boyfriend hostage. He allegedly brutally beat the man for hours throughout the night and threatened to kill them. In court today, Cruz said, quote, "I think it would be nice to hear it straight from me that I would like to apologize to Mariah, Tom, and the people of Guam. I ask you for compassion and forgiveness in my sentencing." Cruz has been behind bars since his arrest nearly 5 years ago, meaning after today he has roughly 5 more years of incarceration. He is one of Guam's iconic musicians. Patrick Paloma will be undergoing treatment for cancer, and to help cover expenses, local businessman Cazendo is helping raise money.
We just launched the GoFundMe fundraiser, which allows us to have a
global reach for all his fans that live here or California or wherever. This was the easiest method to do it. So you can donate any amount you want. And for those of you that are having a hard time right now, Pat wanted me to tell you all, don't worry if you cannot donate money, just send him a prayer, and that's all he needs. So, but you know, Pat is so humble that way, and he's never asked for anything from anybody. So I hope that we can rally as a community and not only give him the goals that we set out, but smash it and show the world that real unity means love, and love means what we're giving to Pat.
You can make a donation by going to gofundme.com/f/Patrick Paloma. And of course, we'll have more on the fundraiser this week on the link. The University of Guam's annual Charter Day celebration will be tomorrow, with this year commemorating 53 years of history, achievements, and contributions to the community. And this coming fall, it's significant as the Mangilao campus will proudly graduate the first class of highly trained, sharp-thinking problem solvers from UOG's newest college.
A knack for problem solving, thinking outside the box, a love for building things, and an insatiable appetite for, let's face it, crazy math. These are the core skills inherent in any proper engineer, and they serve as a core foundations at the heart of the University of Guam's newest college, the School of Engineering. Dr. Sharam Kroshwapana serves as dean.
I started the pre-engineering program in 1989, and that time I was just I remember I had 2 students or 3 students at the first. And then that was a 9-degree program and just 2 years, 9-degree program. And then since the demand in Guam increased for engineer, construction, Navy build-up, all kind of stuff. And then the president told me, well, 2009, yeah. He asked me, put a proposal for the engineering school.
That proposal became the accredited 4-year curriculum UOG has today, dedicated to producing competent, capable minds, ready to tackle difficult challenges with rigid science. The new college has made history for the Mangilao campus as it offers the very first engineering degree in the Western Pacific. And UOG's already succeeded in creating a strong pipeline that feeds back into the local community.
Yeah, Navy gonna hire many of our graduates coming out, and then also consultant. They're gonna hire all of them.
Dr. K, as he's affectionately known to students, oversees a course of study now boasting 240 enrolled undergraduates, with the first class to receive their bachelor's degrees in engineering science this fall. Initially, students focus on environmental and civil engineering, but plans are already underway to expand the course of study to other disciplines.
The University of Hawaii, they're gonna collaboration with us for mechanical engineering.
And Dr. K says, the support from industry and government partners hungry for talented engineers to work on and ultimately solve complex challenges with science has been constant. Looking at the overall value to the community, it's a small and worthwhile investment they make, with a payoff that is tenfold.
We have one group, we call it the School of Engineering Advisory Council. The member of this committee, these are all the consultant in Guam, engineering consultant, and also government of Guam and also the military. And these are helping us a lot.
And this all comes full circle as we celebrate UOG's 53rd Charter Day in 2021, relative to the theme, Transforming Lives, Advancing Communities, as the engineering program is proudly propelling us into the future and fostering innovation in a new and exciting way, creating new opportunities for all Guamanians who want to buckle down, work hard, crunch numbers, and make their island community better.
At UOG now, when you have to be the level, everything is going up, the level of education, because you have to, to math, to physics, to this. So it's affecting on everything.
So bravo to you, Dr. K. Congratulations to the first class of UOG engineers, and Biba UOG Charter Day. Reporting for KUAM News and representing the UOG class of 1996, I'm Jason Salas.
And we're not done celebrating the University of Guam. A big part of UOG's progress traditionally has been the ability for the university to set students up for success, which is a testament to the strong and numerous resources available to those pursuing higher degrees.
The Enrollment Management and Student Success Division is an integral part of the student experience at the University of Guam. While success in the classroom is essential, a strong infrastructure outside of the classroom is vital to a healthy student experience. The division covers many aspects of student life, including admissions and records, financial aid, residence halls, recreational activities, student health, and much more. With the changing times, the EMSS has created new ways to help student growth. Dr. Lawrence Camacho, Dean of EMSS.
The biggest things that we're launching this particular, during the Chartered Week for the university is the Triton's Career Connections, which is something that we've been developing. It's a virtual platform designed specifically for the University of Guam and our students, where students are able to sign on and be engaged in terms of trying to find out more information about the industries that they're after in terms of their career.
The Triton Career Connections website launches on Charter Week and will act as a one-stop career hub, providing visitors a wide array of resources at their disposal to find prospective job opportunities. This includes job listings for both local, federal, and international job opportunities, career coaches, alumni mentors, and other online resources. It also provides employers with a strong network of future candidates for their organization.
The other things that we're doing, and especially during this pandemic, while we're still restricted in some areas, is the green zones that we are offering throughout our campus. And I'm sure the colleges and the schools have various places within and even in the library where students can come and actually have access to sanitized areas, spaces for them to just continue their learning.
EMSS has added many other activities and functions to its division, ranging from a brand new welcome center for prospective students located right in front of the Calvo Fieldhouse to a fully staffed esports program, ready to compete with other colleges around the nation. Be sure to inquire with them to learn more about these programs in more detail.
Once again, the Enrollment Management and Student Success Division of our university is an arm that supports the lifespan of our students from the moment they get onto our campus or into our institution all the way to the end when they graduate. We're very grateful to all the folks out there who contribute to our cause here in our division. The donations and all the things that we gain from the community is really well appreciated, and we're grateful for all that. Thank you all for continuing to support the University of Guam and our Enrollment Management and Student Success Division. Viva UOG.
With the changing times, it is important to note that the EMSS has many of its resources readily available online. Additionally, Dean Camacho would like every student to know that the staff at EMSS are ready to assist students with their challenges, no matter how small or big they think they may be. With Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Siniclas.
After a timeout, Dave Delgado is on deck with sports. And later, it's Women's History Month, and we are celebrating. Keep it here.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
We knew it was time to make these when we started asking things like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to get a warm cinnamon roll right now? And why can't this kind of muffin come from the same place as a McMuffin? And isn't your coffee lonely without company from a glazed apple fritter? Well, consider these our 3 resounding yeses. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Congratulations to Trevin 5-Star Jones for picking up the win at UFC 259 yesterday. Jones was victorious via TKO in the second round over Mario Bautista. We'll hear from Jones real soon. Well, let's get to it. High school sports from the ESA League. Check it out. ESA cross-country action from JFK. The Islanders and Geckos laced up for their second meet of the season. JFK with a full team, boys and girls. GW, on the other hand, only able to field a boys team with 3 runners. The course a little different from last time. The runners competed. Islanders setting the tone from the start of the race. Freshman runners Hugh Kent and Isaac Valdez stayed in front of the pack the entire way. Coach Jay Antonio says expectations are high for his underclassmen. Antonio has a young team up front, but run with experience. One of the challenges they face are getting used to the distance. In middle school, they ran 1.5 miles in meets compared to the high school distance of 3.1 miles. Coach Antonio adds that at practice, the goal is to do well and remind them every year they have a chance and to constantly push themselves every practice. Crossing the line first overall was Hugh Kent with a time of 19:03. Teammate Isaac Valdez finished second at 19:09. Landon Titanfong came in third for JFK with a time of 21 minutes. Mark Amazu and Matthew Rivera placed 4th and 5th, respectively, for the home team. The Islanders picked up the win, scoring 15 points. GW's Andrew Alankoba crosses the line at 21:51.
Last race, I kind of overpaced myself in the beginning, and then I wasn't able to properly run towards the end. So this time I tried to pace myself, and then just kind of kept at that pace, doing my best to be in front. Whenever I noticed I was slowing down, I just try to go back to that fast pace. And me and Isaac kind of pushing each other, I guess. And then just kind of like that the entire race.
The start was one of the hardest parts, and also the hills over there. But I always hate going against the wind, which is how we start and finish. And every lap we have to come here. Well, I always just try to stay with the first place guy. But today, I always just try to stare at the person in front of me, and I always just try to catch up to them. So that's like my motivation, is whoever's in front.
Keeping with ESA League sports, boys volleyball from the JFK gym. The Islanders coming off a win in their season opener against the Simon Sanchez Sharks. Ukadu entered the game coming off a loss to the Teason High Titans. After both sides exchanged point for point early on, JFK took the lead 10-6 with solid play at the net from Dean Wellbacher. Jesse Martin and Nathan Balbin came up with big plays up front for Ukadu. With the set tied at 18, John Michael Medina accounted for 3 points, helping the Bulldogs jump out to a 4-point lead, 22-19. Islanders answered after a quick timeout, scoring 4 points to take back the lead, 23-22. Medina and Martin contributed to put Ukadu back ahead, 24-23. Looking to finish up the set, another timeout called by JFK. The home team got some help from their opponents. An Ukadu serving error and return hit selling out of bounds gave the Islanders the 26-25 lead. Miscommunication on defense cost the Bulldogs the set, 27-25. It was the Dean Wellbacher show in the second set. Wellbacher's first kill gave the Islanders the 4-2 lead. Dean went on to record 5 more kills to help his team cruise to the 22-15 lead. Alex Baker's ace sealed the deal as JFK went on to take the set 25-19. The Ukuru Bulldogs would take the third set 25-22. JFK ended the match in the fourth set with the 25-16 win. That's it for sports. We're back right after this.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Welcome back. It's Women's History Month, and this afternoon at the ITC intersection, a wave was held in commemoration of International Women's Day. We have organizer Janae Uggan speaking on what this day means to her.
We started doing the wave 3 years ago, basically to promote gender equality and really to challenge gender stereotypes.
On behalf of our team here at KUAM, thank you to all the women who continue to be beacons of progress. Happy International Women's Day. And of course, with today being International Women's Day, we kick off a weekly feature showcasing some of the island's incredible women entrepreneurs. Tonight, we introduce you to Rose Regis and Carmen Leva of Angel's Garden.
I like flowers. I have always liked flowers, and I think it brings happiness, it brings life, it brings enjoyment. And since I feel that way when I receive flowers, I want everybody else to have that feeling.
With 2 green thumbs in one family, it was just a matter of time before they took their hobby and turned it into a small business. But for them, they're looking at a bigger picture.
We do this as a family, and we enjoy it as a family. Overall, I think it could be something for Guam. It could be something that we don't have to be getting flowers from imported flowers. We can have our flowers from here locally, like we do from farm to table. We can also do flowers.
And it's not just the end customers that get a smile out of their sunflowers.
The floral designers are enchanted. They just love the beauty and how they open, because I cut them close and they're opening in front of their eyes. It's really amazing. They love working with it. It's really fresh. I cut them in the morning, I deliver, and they create art with those. And I have seen this place already in a store in Payless, and it's really, really beautiful. And since it's done locally here in Guam, it lasts longer.
Offering various colors of sunflowers ranging from white to red and even chocolate, Angel's Garden sunflowers can be seen at the floral sections of your neighborhood Payless or by visiting Angel's Garden on Facebook.
Seeing a beautiful bloom, that's something that's just amazing in God's hands. You know, we just add water and plant it down and care. And I think that's what the world needs, is more of that, just the attention of caring for something that's so delicate from a seed.
To plant the seed.
And before we close out the news tonight, here's Jason Solis with your birthday shout-outs.
Happy birthday to Yuri Manlapaz. Happy birthday to you, and we love you, say your family. Likewise, happy birthday wishes going out to Carl Nicholas, whose family and friends say they love you. And happy birthday to Mimi. Mom, Dad, and your familia are sending you all of their best wishes and their love. Belated birthday wishes on this Monday, March 8th, also going out to Maria Concepcion, who turns 15 on March the 6th. Mom, Dad, LJ, Sophia, and your condo family are saying happy quinceañera. All right. Xander James Duenas Lazama, also born on the 6th. Happy birthday, son. May all that you wish for on this special day come true, and enjoy every single minute of it. We love and miss you so much, as your family. And also, Jason Brian Regis Perez, who was born on March the 7th. As a belated birthday wish, Biba cumpleaños ar querido. Happy birthday to you, Mr. B, from Mom, Luke, Logan, Tony, Pepe, AJ, Nomi, and the kids.
And that is our show. Stay tuned. The Governor's State of the Island Address is up next.